Hi everyone! In this week's video, I plan on discussing why asexuality belongs as part of the LGBT community. I know I'm forgetting a lot of letters, but I'll leave it as LGBT for the convenience and hope you'll forgive me. Now, I'm aware that some aromantic and heteromantic asexuals feel they don't have anything in common with the LGBT community, particularly since they can pass as heterosexual. Well, bisexuals and pansexuals pass as well when dating opposite-sex partners. Does that make them heterosexual? No, it doesn't. They're still bisexual or pansexual, etc. And if you're asexual and you're not in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship with an opposite-sex partner, even though you might look straight to society, you're not straight. You're asexual, and that makes you different. A few vloggers mentioned how we don't have much in common with the LGBT community because we have different goals. Like, we don't support same-sex marriage, except that we do. But I liked how Arne talked about how we have even more common goals, like seeking approval for our sexual orientation. The LGBT community, they want the same thing we do, to be recognized as normal and to find acceptance, if not understanding. Furthermore, not everyone in the LGBT community is the same. For instance, many transsexuals have heterosexual orientations but are still part of the community due to the trans aspect of their identity, and that has to do with gender, not who you're sleeping with. Lesbians, gays, bisexuals, etc. Everyone has their own struggles within their own individual communities, but the LGBT community as a whole is a place where all of us can come together to help each other out. It's not like by joining the LGBT community we'd get rid of the asexual community. We can be part of both. It's that by joining with their community, we'll have more support and also access to visibility. Now, some of you watching this might ask, what can asexuals do for the LGBT community? Why should the LGBT bother to include us? And for one, I think we bring to the table a unique understanding that relationships are not all about the sexual component, but also the romantic component. Us romantic asexuals have a lot of interesting things to say about love. David J. once mentioned that people have this idea that you can't be happy unless if you're not having sex. And we're here to challenge that assumption. Plus, we also experience a lot of discrimination, which I'm sure many of you in the LGBT community can identify with. We're all minorities in a heteronormative society. People are constantly telling asexuals that our sexual orientation isn't legitimate or that we're repressed, etc. And asexuality isn't repression, and we're not against sex. The vast majority of asexuals hold a sex-positive attitude. We're about exploring our identities and discovering ourselves, just as you are. The LGBT community is supposed to be a free space of welcoming, open-minded individuals, and for so many asexuals, that's really the kind of space that we need. So I urge all of you asexuals and LGBT members out there to embrace the idea of our two communities combining. I know that this can only help both of our causes. Please try to keep an open mind, okay? Maybe soon we can add an A to the many other letters that make the LGBT organization so amazing. Bye!